If you can put this traveling off for a little while, it sounds like a little bit from farther up down the line, things might be a little bit better on the roadways weather-wise. So right now, though, there is just a mess of closures. As a matter of fact, because of icing, all your bridges on and off Staten Island are shut down except for the low level of the Verrazano Bridge. Queens Midtown Tunnel is closed. The LIE is closed down too, eastbound side out by the Clearview because of an accident. We've got plenty of accidents, unfortunately. We've got closures on the New Jersey Turnpike, and that's going to be both the car and truck lanes in the southbound direction at interchange 9, northbound in the car lanes by interchange 12, and also the eastern spur southbound by 15W. We've got closures because of accidents as well through Westchester and Rockland County, southbound side of the New England Thruway. It is a closure at exit 19. The crash in the Sawmill in Yonkers is closed in both directions. Spray Road by 287 closed in both directions. And the Palisades Parkway southbound by exit 10 in Rockland County, and also both directions by the GW Bridge. A full closure, again, because of accidents. So if you can stay put where you are for a little bit, that's going to be your best bet. 10 miles an hour is probably the most you want to do. And our next traffic updates in less than 10 minutes on WCBS.
Bill Dagger, I want to ask you this. For the sake of the people who are out there right now, maybe pulled over to the side of the road, wondering when they're going to be able to drive again, what would you tell them?
Yeah, it's going to take a few hours, Alex, for the pavement to warm up. We've been seeing all this cold air here over the last couple of weeks, and the ground is frozen in many areas. And unfortunately, even though temperatures and the air are above freezing, the ground is still frozen. The roadways are still below what the air temperature is. And with this rain moving in quickly this morning, that was a bad combination. And we're still seeing that freezing rain across the area right now. In fact, the freezing rain advisory expanded into much of the city, the North Shore of Long Island, until 11 a.m. So at least for the next couple of hours, if you haven't left and you plan to travel, delay your travel. If you're out and about on the roads, take it very easily. Allow plenty of extra stopping distance between you and the car in front of you because of all this ice we're dealing with. But the good news is by midday and into the afternoon, most areas will be above freezing and the iciness will start to subside as we go to 45 later today. The potential for some flooding from this heavy rain as well. Down to 35 tonight, blustery with clouds, sunshine returns tomorrow 41, increasing clouds 39 Tuesday. In Midtown, it's 33 with light rain. I'm meteorologist Bill Dagger in the WCBS Weather Center.
I just want to repeat something you were saying, Bill, because previously we were saying that the freezing rain advisory was only for the north and west suburbs. Now the city has been added and also the North Shore of Long Island, so it is a good part of our listening area now under that freezing rain advisory. Let's go to the northern suburbs. The Sawmill River Parkway. Deborah Rodriguez is there. She has been trying to drive, and Debbie, I know the road is closed. The Sawmill is one of the roads that John Grimmeyer was telling us about, but that doesn't help the people like you who are already on it.
Well, actually, Alex, I have to admit, I just found salvation. So now, the cars in my little patch of road were able to start moving again. The ice, changed to rain within the span of 10 minutes. We slowly eased our way back onto the road, out to the next exit. And you know, I'm trying to make my way to work. The news cycle goes on, so you've got to get there. Right. Thank goodness I managed to get to a Metro North station. The Chappaqua station was right there at the next exit that I got off at, with some very dicey driving. I got into the parking lot, and I have to tell you, my heart is pounding. That's how I feel. As I thought I was going to go down. I didn't know how I was going to get from the car to the station.
Wow, now I can hear it in your voice.
Matter of feet. It's awful. It really shakes you up. Anyway, thank goodness I'm on a train southbound. I don't think so many people are going to be that lucky. It is bad out there. It's dangerous. I can't tell you how many accidents that I saw within the span of 2 miles, Alex. It's bad. Don't go out, you guys. If my ball was rain, except my hand out the window, it felt like rain. Ice when it hits the ground.
Yeah, that's the scary part. It can start out as rain and it hits that ground, which may be colder than the air temperature. It'll immediately freeze for at least a period of time. And the advice is, if you are out on one of these roadways where there is icing, pull over, don't go. If you can safely get to a train station like Debbie did, that's probably your best bet at this point. Here's a tweet from Major Mike Lyons, our CBS News military analyst. He's in Yonkers. He says, a complete sheet of ice on the roads in Yonkers, perfect storm of 32 degrees and rain. Don't even think of driving. So that's what we're hearing everywhere. And I want to repeat that it was previously the north and west suburbs. Now that the freezing rain advisory has expanded into the city and onto the North Shore of Long Island, as we just heard from Bill Dagger. Stick with us. We'll have the updates as we go through this. And Bill's telling us that it is not going to last all day at least. It's going to change over to rain for most of the area in a couple of hours, but might be dicey until then. WCBS News Time, 8:54.
I'm Paul Murnane with Dish and Digital, sponsored by B&H Photo and Video, New York's ultimate camera authority. Every year at CES, the huge consumer electronics show, there's a bunch of things that stand out as strange or amazing. But CNET editor-at-large Tim Stevens says a 3D printed dress may have won the Weird Award.
It has what you would basically think of as spikes or talons built into this dress, and motion sensors as well. The basic idea is you wear the dress, and it looks outlandish, of course, to begin with, but if anyone makes kind of a threatening gesture toward the dress, these talons flip up automatically.
And Tim was also impressed by a concept car shown off by Mercedes, the F015. It's Mercedes' version of the future of self-driving cars.
It doesn't really have windows on the side. Instead, inside the car, it has display panels on the side that you can set so that you can see out the car. Or if you want to, you can watch television on these displays. You can video to them if you want to. Or you can just block them out entirely and basically have a nice private cocoon, effectively.
Dish and Digital, I'm Paul Murnane. And for more, visit cbsnewyork.com/Dish and Digital. Welcome to Look, Don't Touch Cameras.
Hi, I'd like to take a look at this digital camera and these lenses.
Whoa! Now, Prince. Sorry, we don't allow our customers to actually touch the merchandise.
Can you at least take it out of the box and let me see it?
Sorry, no can do. I'm not authorized to show cameras, only sell them. Now, please, take a few steps back.
Well, can I at least pick it up and...
Sir, step away from the camera. At B&H, we know you're not going to feel comfortable buying a camera if you can't try it out first. So we let you do just that. We'll demonstrate and answer any questions you might have. In fact, our try it before you buy it policy applies to everything we sell at B&H, from camcorders and lighting equipment to pro audio, pro video, and home entertainment equipment. B&H, located at 9th Avenue and 34th Street and online at bnh.com. Open every day except Friday afternoon and Saturday. Free parking available. Want to try it before you buy it? You go to B&H. WCBS News Time 8:56. Get a quick check of business.
Good news for people who depend on credit card debt. From Bloomberg World Headquarters in New York, I'm Denise Pellegrini. The typical credit card balance transfer offer is getting more generous. That's according to a new survey from creditcards.com. Matt Schultz is senior industry analyst at the company.
Looking at 100 popular credit cards, we found out that the introductory period for these balance transfer cards is actually getting longer, meaning that instead of having only a year maybe to pay off that balance transfer you made for 0% interest, you might have 15 months or 18 months, so that's good news.
But if you're shopping for a balance transfer, it pays to comparison shop and then act quickly. Fees vary, and most cards give consumers 90 days or less to take advantage of the lower rates. The typical balance transfer fee is 3%, and after the introductory period, the average rate goes up to 12.86%. More for those with lower credit scores. That's the Bloomberg Market Minute.
The new Broadway musical, Honeymoon in Vegas, is the first smash hit of the season. Ben Bradley of the New York Times praised Irresistible. Honeymoon is everything you want it to be and offers the perfect sunny holiday for frozen city dwellers. It's deeply satisfying in a way few musicals are. The Hollywood Reporter calls it a blast of hilarious, toe-tapping, irreverent fun. Time Out says it's too damn fun. Honeymoon right up there with the Book of Mormon. Get tickets now at honeymoonbroadway.com.
Not all dentists are the same. Hi, I'm Dr. Scott Solomons. Here at Dental Associates of Connecticut, we use the latest natural tooth-colored fillings to assure you a safe, long-lasting, and visually appealing tooth repair. Sure, our filling material is a little more expensive, but you're worth it. It's your health. Get the facts. Visit us at dentalassociates.us to learn more. Traffic and weather together, 8:58. Here's John Grimmire.
It is an absolute mess on the roadways. If you don't have to be out, don't do it because it is just so dangerous. We've got all of our bridges onto and off of Staten Island shut down because of icing. We've got closures on the New England Thruway southbound side. It's going to be closed at Playland Parkway, northbound at the Hutchinson Parkway. Also, we've got the Cross Bronx closed at the Bruckner Interchange. You've got the Bruckner shut down in that area as well. Pretty much seeing very slow traffic wherever you travel, if the roadway itself is even open at this point. So please, don't head out if you don't have to. Leave plenty of extra time if you do. And now we check the latest from the WCBS Weather Center.
Freezing rain advisory in effect north and west of the city this morning. Some icy spots possible there. For the rest of us, rain over spreading the area. Be some flooding this afternoon. I-45 Tonight the rain ends early, then cloudy and blustery, low 35. I'm meteorologist Bill Dager in the WCBS Weather Center.
Freezing rain advisory now expanded to the city and the north shore of Long Island. 33 degrees with rain now in New York.
News, traffic, and weather for New York, New Jersey, and Connecticut. We are News Radio, WCBS, New York.
Good morning, Sunday, January 18th. I'm John Metaxas. Here's the latest from the WCBS newsroom. Icy conditions are making driving, even walking, treacherous in the tri-state. Several major highways have closures. There's been a multiple car pileup on the Cross Bronx. A freezing rain advisory is in effect through later this morning. The NYPD is expanding training to be on guard for small cell terror attacks. Governor Cuomo plans a trip to Cuba to promote trade with New York. And protests are growing in North Hempstead against plans to build a new casino. Nets lose to the Wizards, Islanders lose to the Canadiens, and they're playing for the Super Bowl. Seahawks and Packers first, then the Patriots and the Colts. It's 9 o'clock.
CBS News, I'm Heather Bosch. Millions crowded in and around a Manila park today as Pope Francis celebrated Mass.
All of us are God's children, members of God's family.
Anna Matrenga reports this set a record.
Biggest crowd in the history of papal events, with 6 to 7 million people attending today's closing mass here in Manila.
The Pope is wrapping up a trip through Asia. Here in the U.S., icy conditions and accidents have closed highways and bridges in and around Philadelphia. One of the pileups involves at least 20 cars on a major artery that serves the city's western suburbs. Accidents closed parts of Interstate 76 and 95. All 4 bridges linking the city and New Jersey were closed as workers applied salt. 2 teenage sweethearts accused in a crime spree across the South have been arrested. Police found 18-year-old Dalton Hayes and his 13-year-old girlfriend asleep in a stolen truck in Panama City Beach, Florida this morning.
We actually located the vehicle in the rear parking lot of the IHOP.
The couple from Kentucky faced multiple felony charges for stealing checks and vehicles. Friends and family are mourning the loss of an Arizona woman who died hours after giving birth to quadruplets at a Phoenix hotel.
I told God I would never complain if he just got me pregnant. I won't complain about going to the restroom all the time. I won't complain that I had morning sickness. I won't complain about any of those things. I'm just going to do it. I'm just going to push through it and push through it and push through it. That's exactly what she did.
36-year-old Erica Morales was 7 months into her pregnancy when doctors delivered 3 girls and a boy via C-section. The cause of death not disclosed. A proposal President Obama plans to pitch this week is already generating some controversy.
President Obama had said he and Republicans might be able to find some common ground on revamping the nation's tax code. Now he's offering some ideas. During a State of the Union address on Tuesday, he's expected to call for simplifying the code, closing some loopholes, and using the money saved to help the middle class. Political analyst Greg Valliere, Atomic Research, says this raises the political stakes.
This is not going to get enacted, but it really turns up the temperature politically. The Republicans will say Obama's playing class warfare. The Democrats will say it's time to tax the rich.
Many Republicans say they're firmly opposed to any tax increases. Sam Litzinger, CBS News, Washington.
2 big games today will decide which teams advance to the Super Bowl. CBS's Steve Futterman.
All 4 of these teams are trying to make it back to the Super Bowl. All 4 have won the Super Bowl during the past 10 years. The Seattle Seahawks are the defending champions. They will play in the first game against the Green Bay Packers for the NFC Championship. In Game 2 for the AFC Championship, the New England Patriots will play the Indianapolis Colts.
In Brazil, Carnival celebrations well underway. This is CBS News.
As a retired teacher, I look for ways to save money for the things I love, like traveling the world. Medicare plans change each year. Fortunately, my HealthMart pharmacist helped me understand my insurance, saving me money on prescriptions. And they can help you too. My pharmacist cares about my health and the things I love, whatever that might be.
HealthMart, caring for you and about you. Visit healthmart.com for the locally owned pharmacy near you. Geico Motorcycle presents Reflections from the Road. Let me tell you, the road is a much more relaxing place since I switched to Geico Motorcycle Insurance and started saving money. With that taken care of, now I can think about deep important things, like how come it's a pair of pants when there's only one of them. A real brain teaser. But hey, at least saving money with Geico Motorcycle is as easy as pie. What does that mean, anyway?
motorcycle insurance. See how much you could save.
Live from the CBS Hudson Square Broadcast Center in Manhattan, we are News Radio, WCBS HD and WCBS FM HD2, New York. They've got that wintry mix falling, rain in the city, freezing rain at LaGuardia and Newark Liberty right now. Temperatures hovering around that freezing mark, making conditions treacherous out there, as we've been telling you. Not only is driving treacherous, but also walking on these surfaces. Let's get the latest now on the weather from our meteorologist, Bill Dager.
Yeah, John, this rain moved in pretty quickly here over the last couple of hours, and unfortunately the temperatures did not have a time to respond and warm up, so we've been seeing temperatures near the freezing mark. If you're north and west of the city, we're below the freezing mark, and for there, it'll be several hours until we're above freezing. So around the city, the North Shore of Long Island and north and west is where you want to be very careful here over the next few hours. Consider delaying travel if you haven't left yet, and if you're on the roads, take it very easily. Allow plenty of stopping time between the car in front of you before these temperatures start to warm up here. Freezing rain advisories expire at 11 a.m. and by midday and afternoon, we should be looking much better out there as temperatures climb into the 40s. John, back to you.
All right, thank you, Bill Dager reporting. We have reports of many accidents, a multiple car pileup on the Cross Bronx Expressway, also on the Cross County Parkway, or actually the southbound Hutch before you get on the Cross County, and also on the Palisades Parkway. We sent our intrepid reporter Monica Miller out there to see conditions for herself, and she's near that parkway. She joins us live. What do you see, Monica?
Well, I attempted to get on the Palisades Parkway, and it is closed due to a 15-car pileup. So now I'm sitting on the shoulder of I-95 between Fort Lee and Leone. I took the GW Bridge over, where it looks like a parking lot. I'm sitting here with cars that are getting off the road, sitting on the shoulder just so that they don't have to sit in these icy conditions. And as I was heading down just a few miles, I happened to see 3 cars that were in some really bad accidents. They're now turned in the opposite direction of the way the traffic is flowing. And I can't even see an ambulance or police that are able even to get out here. People almost have this kind of stunned look. It's odd because I'm looking at my window and I've got my windshield wipers going and they're sweeping away the raindrops. But then when you look down onto the ground, there's just ice. And it doesn't look too intimidating at first, but I actually got out and just put my foot in it to see what it was doing. And it's enough, it's just slick enough that if you're going the speed limit, you're probably going to spin out of control. So people here, they're not going more than 15 miles an hour if they're attempting to drive. But most people have just pulled over at this time. Again, it just looks like a huge parking lot at this point. And it seems that if you don't need to be on the road right now, stay home. Reporting live in New Jersey, Monica Miller, WCBS News Radio 880.
Good advice, and stay safe, Monica. WCBS News Time 9:07. The NYPD is ramping up counter-terror training after the Paris attacks. We get that story from WCBS's Jim Smith.
Police Commissioner Bill Bratton says the NYPD will be training more officers in heavy weapons to better respond to active shooter scenarios like the recent attacks in Paris. Terrorism expert Bob Strang says that could mean a more visible police presence.
I think you're going to see more armed officers like you see at Penn Station, like you see at Grand Central. You're going to see more of that, especially around soft targets.
In light of recent events, the NYPD is accelerating some of its efforts to bolster its counterterrorism operation, which now sees 1,000 people a day on that detail.
This additional training and this additional manpower that's going to be assigned to terrorism is only going to make it better.
Jim Smith, WCBS News Radio 880.
We'll update the traffic and weather together in 15 seconds.
Are you in denial about succession issues? The accountants and advisors at Eisner-Amper can help you plan for your future and the future of your company. Learn more at eisneramper.com/legacy.
WCBS News Time 9:08. Traffic and weather together, sponsored by Dr. Howard Popper. It's pretty bad out there, John Grinmeyer.
Absolutely it is. If you do not have to go out at this point, or if you can put your travels off for a little while, that's going to be an excellent idea. Sawmill Parkway, Yonkers closed with an accident both ways by exit 6. 3 lanes are blocked on the Springbrook southbound at Tuckahoe Road. All lanes on the Springbrook are closed in both directions out by 287 because of several motor vehicle accidents. We also have 95 that are on the throughway closed down southbound side of Playland Parkway, exit 19. There are some traffic problems too on the northbound side of 95 getting up in towards the Hutchinson Parkway with a closure. That's because of an accident. And 95, the Cross Bronx Expressway closed also. Both directions out by the Bruckner Interchange. Bruckner Expressway closed too because of that same incident out by the Cross Bronx Expressway with ice and accidents. Now let's go across the Tappan Zee Bridge to Rockland County. We still do have a closure of the Palisades Parkway. This is going to be just north of the GLB Bridge. Now we've got one first off in both directions because of ice, and then farther up north there's another closure, and that's going to be right around exit 10, and it's both directions. We've got the Northern State Parkway shut down eastbound side Nassau County and Route 110 because of a crash as the icy conditions now get out towards the North Shore through Nassau and Suffolk County. So please be cautious. Our next traffic update in less than 10 minutes on WCBS.
Let's get the weather forecast with our meteorologist Bill Dager. And what's the situation, Bill, and how long will it last?
Yeah, John, a pretty serious situation across the area right now with temperatures at or below freezing in many spots where it's raining, and even with temperatures above freezing in some areas, the ground level is still at or below freezing. So don't trust that car thermometer too much today. You'll want to delay travel here for the next couple of hours, especially from the city, the North Shore of Long Island on north and west, until those temperatures go safely into the upper 30s and 40s from midday on. Until then, freezing rain will unfortunately continue across the area. The icing will be an issue, but later today, 45 for the high with rain heavy at times, even some flooding possible later today in low-lying and poor drainage areas. Rain moves out this evening, cloudy and blustery overnight tonight, 35 for the low. Sunshine returns 41 tomorrow. Increasing clouds Tuesday, 39. Chance of a little snow Wednesday, 35. Partly sunny Thursday, 35 again. Right now, we're freezing in Midtown and raining, 34 there, but many surrounding areas at or below freezing. Be very careful this morning. Temperatures ranging from 27 right now in Verona to 41 in Holbrook. We're headed up to 45. I'm meteorologist Bill Dager in the WCBS Weather Center.
Bill, quick question before we let you go. You say the high is going to be 45. Presumably it'll be colder north and west of the city. Even if the rain starts falling with a temperature of 45, at what point does the ice melt that's now on the surfaces?
It's going to take a couple of hours, and it will take longer than that north and west of the city, where temperatures may actually hang out in the upper 30s for high temperatures there today. So even into the early afternoon, if you're north and west of the city, could still have some lingering issues before the ice melts.
All right, thank you, meteorologist Bill Dager. WCBS News Time, 9/11.
The radio home for CBS News in New York. A surprising report card today on how many WCBS 880.
Well, Governor Andrew Cuomo is planning a trip to Cuba to promote trade with New York. It comes a month after President Obama announced diplomatic relations with Cuba would be normalized. The trip is part of Cuomo's Global NY initiative. He also plans trips to Israel, China, and Mexico, among other countries. Protests have been growing in North Hempstead against plans to build a casino and a shopping mall there. The casino would take over the old Fortune-off department store, and some residents fear it will bring more traffic and crime to the area. On Thursday, 1,000 people jammed a local school to protest the plan. Yesterday, hundreds braved temperatures in the 20s to make their voices heard. Rug merchant Maggie Paykar says the casino is making her business move out of the neighborhood after 43 years.
We were about to keep half of the store and continue to do business around here, but as soon as we find out the casino is coming across the street, we said it's not going to be for us.
NASA OTB says the plan would bring new restaurants and jobs to the area and pump $20 million a year into the county's economy. WCBS News Time, 9/12.
When grout between tiles gets dirty or drab, it can drag down an entire room. But with the right mix, cleaning it can quickly spruce up the space. Hi, I'm Tom Kreitler.
And I'm Leslie Segretti on WCBS News Radio 880 with today's Money Pit Home Improvement Minute.
There are plenty of grout cleaners on the market, but choosing the right one depends on your tile.
Glazed tile calls for a commercial tile cleaner and a bristle brush or scouring pad. Unglazed tile is more sensitive, so stick with the natural grout cleaner made of baking soda and water.
And for natural stone, use a non
acid-based cleaner or the natural paste. But no matter which cleanser you use, the approach is pretty much the same, using a short bristled brush to scrub a small area of grout at a time and rinsing as you go.
If the grout's beyond repair, there's still hope. Just use a grout saw to remove the old grout and apply fresh grout using a tool called a grout float. I'm Leslie Segretti.
And I'm Tom Kreidler on WCBS News Radio 880. For more Money Pit home improvement minutes, visit cbsnewyork.com/moneypit.
They play for a trip to the Super Bowl today. Jarrett Max has the sports next.
Are you one of the millions of unhappy denture wearers who go to sleep with your teeth in a glass of water beside your bed? Yeah. Removable dentures are not the answer. Generally, permanent dental implant-supported teeth are the best solution for most patients. The Popper Dental Team, a family of specialists in periodontics, prosthodontics, endodontics, cosmetic, and implant dentistry, offers a life-changing dental implant procedure that is affordable and requires little or no downtime. And IV sedation is available with board-certified medical anesthesiologists. Imagine eating and tasting the foods you love, smiling and speaking with confidence, living without gum irritation or mouth pain. Call the Popper Dental Team of Melville, Long Island today for a complimentary consultation. They are convenient to the LIE and Northern State Parkway. 631-385-9400 or IncredibleImplants.com. That's 631-385-9400 or visit IncredibleImplants.com. Dental implants. New teeth and life the way it used to be.
We've got freezing rain falling in parts of the tri-state right now with temperatures hovering around that freezing mark. It's 32 at LaGuardia right now. And we've got closures on several major highways. So we'll have the 5-day forecast in 3 minutes.
880 on your AM dial and live on your computer and smartphone at cbsnewyork.com. Wherever you are, we are. New York's News Radio. WCBS News Radio 880.
Good Sunday morning. I'm John Metaxas. Our top story is the weather and those closures on the Sawmill, the Sprain, the New England Thruway, the Cross Bronx, the Bruckner, the Palisades. It is very treacherous out there, and our meteorologist Bill Dager says it's going to stay dangerous well into the afternoon because of all the ice. We'll update you at 9:20 with another live report. WCBS News Time 9:15. Let's get the sports now. Live at the Pepe Auto Group Sports Desk. Here's Jarrett Max.
John, weather is the story today. In sports as well, the two football games that will determine who goes to the Super Bowl in 2 weeks will both be played on sloppy tracks, so to speak. The NFC title game first up at 3:05 Eastern. That's in Seattle, the rainy city, where it's expected to be a wet afternoon before rain tapers off late in the game, possibly around 50 degrees in Seattle. The Seahawks 7.5-point favorites to reach their second straight Super Bowl. Around 27 degrees right now in Foxborough, Mass. Our temperature is forecast to climb 17 degrees by noon. Should be around 44 showers at kickoff tonight when the Patriots host the Colts in the AFC title game at 6:40. It's on CBS TV. Rain likely to intensify as the game goes on. Both of today's conference championship games in the NFL are rematches from earlier this season, which today's home teams, the Seahawks and the Patriots, each won by no fewer than 20 points. Why are so many horses at Aqueduct Racetrack being forced to euthanization? 3 days ago, a horse named You Take the Cake fell to the ground, unseating its jockey. The 12th horse in the span of 22 days that had to be killed after racing at Aqueduct. The New York Times looked into this story. We'll tell you what they found coming up at 9:45. Hockey. Islanders beaten by the Montreal Canadiens 6-4 last night up in Quebec. Islanders fall in second place in the Eastern Conference standings. 12:30 face-off in Pittsburgh. Rangers at the Penguins today. Basketball locals off after the Nets lost 99-90 to the Wizards. Sports is sponsored by TrueCar.com. Changing car buying forever. TrueCar.com users get negotiation-free, guaranteed savings. Enjoy a hassle-free buying experience at TrueCar.com. Sports at 15 and 45. Live at the Pepe Auto Group Sports Desk. I'm Jared Max. WCBS 880 Sports.
WCBS News Time 9:17. Now this. Make 2015 the year you stop dreaming and start doing. WCBS can help you create a real business model to get your idea off the ground at the Small Business Networking Night presented by Con Edison's Green Team. You might even get to pitch your idea to WCBS business reporter Joe Connolly and our special guest Jim Ledbetter, editor of Inc. magazine. Don't miss it. Thursday, February 5th in Manhattan. Find out more at cbsnewyork.com/networking. WCBS News Time 9:18. Time for traffic and weather together, and a lot to tell you about, John Gridmeyer.
Absolutely. And once again, the warning, if you don't have to go out right now, don't until this gets better. Hopefully it'll be soon. We've got icy conditions all over the place and closures, so many. I'll start you with New Jersey closures. Eastbound 280, this one is an accident that was so bad. Now they're investigating it, so eastbound 280 shut down between exit 5 and 6. And also you've got full closure on the southbound turnpike continuing on the eastern spur between 15W and 15E. While you are using the western spur instead, that's not in great shape with the icy conditions. Also, the car lanes are shut down on the northbound side of the turnpike around exit 12, and the car and truck lanes are closed southbound by interchange 9 because of that accident. On the Garden State Parkway northbound at 124, there's a crash. We've got the bridges closed down, the Goethals out of bridge, Bayonne Bridge closed with icing, and also you've got big delays in both directions trying to get to those, as you might imagine. Upper level Verrazano Bridge is also closed down, and that's for that same reason, icing. Getting out through Westchester, Rockland County continue to be a very difficult ride on your major highways. You've got closures on the Springbrook, the Sawmill, the Palisades Parkway, the New England Thruway, Cross Bronx and Bruckner in the Bronx. They are both closed at each other. Long Island Expressway shut down eastbound at the Clearview. If you don't have to travel out, once again, don't. And if you do, please go very slowly. Next traffic update in less than 10 minutes on WCBS.
All right, here's the weather forecast from our meteorologist, Bill Dager.
Freezing rain advisory in effect for most areas until 11 a.m. We'll see periods of freezing rain for the next couple of hours, at least through midday. Consider delaying travel if you're not out and about on the roads yet. Be very careful if you are. Temperatures will rise above freezing this afternoon. The rainfall is heavy at times with a high of 45. Rain ends this evening, cloudy and blustery tonight, low 35. Sunshine returns tomorrow, 41. Increasing clouds Tuesday, 39. Snow possible Wednesday at 35. And hardly sunny on Thursday, high again, 35. I'm meteorologist Bill Dager in the WCBS Weather Center.
We've got freezing rain in northern Westchester. It's 30 degrees in Katona, 32 in White Plains, where they're also reporting fog conditions. Checking Long Island right now, it's a light rain, they're calling it in Farmingdale, where it's 40, so the temperatures are warmer there. They're also recording fog conditions. At Newark Liberty, freezing rain. Also freezing rain at LaGuardia, where the temperature is 32. It's 30 at Newark Liberty. And raining at 30 degrees in Teterboro. A bit warmer down at JFK, where they have light rain and 38 degrees. And all those areas we just told you about, all the airports, reporting fog conditions. As is Central Park, where it's raining and 34 degrees. WCBS News Time, 9:20.
This holiday, Sleepy's wants you to dream big. It's the final days of 50% off nearly every mattress in the store. That's 50% off Sealy, Serta, Beauty Rest, and more. With queen sets starting at $289. And now through Monday, save an extra $300 off every Beauty Rest World Class. Plus, get a $200 gift card with select adjustables and free delivery on everything above $7.99. Trust New York's #1 mattress retailer. Sleepy, the only mattress professional.
WCBS News Time, 9:21. The weather is our top story this morning. We have had closures on virtually all of the major highways north and west of the city, including the Sawmill Parkway, on which our own Debbie Rodriguez was trying to get to work this morning. And Debbie, you have quite a tale to tell. Debbie joins us live. First of all, tell us where you are now.
Right now, I'm on a Metro North train, luckily headed southbound, John. It was completely by accident. I just lucked out all the way around. But before this, I can sum up my morning commute in one word, and that was harrowing. It started out just fine. As I left Dutchess County, I was at my usual cruising speed, 60 miles an hour, no problem. But then as I made my way into Westchester, it just, in a heartbeat, it turned into a nightmare. With the steadier rain turning to ice as it hit the ground. I saw one accident after another, people pulling over it, going like no faster than 2 to 5 miles an hour. And they were just knocking right into each other. You couldn't stop, even in low gear. I was in low gear the whole way. I was, as I told you, fortunate enough to somehow have made my way to an exit and onto this Metro North train in Chappaqua, which I was not without wiping out on my way to the car to the train station on foot. It's just icy, dicey, horrendous out there. I am safe and sound, almost to Grand Central, almost at work. I'm an hour and a half at least late for work, but hey, you know what? At least I'm getting there in one piece. My advice is, of course, John, you just don't go out if you don't have to. Until it warms up a little more and this stuff turns to rain.
All right, thank you, Debbie. We're glad you're safe, and we're glad you're on your way to work. And
Yes.
all right, our own Debbie Rodriguez reporting. WCBS News Time 9:23. A strike has been averted at the Hunts Point Market in the Bronx a day before today's strike deadline. WCBS's Jim Smith reports.
Teamsters Local 202 President Danny Keene calls it a victory.
The largest wage increase they've seen in some time. So it's not everything we wanted, but it's very close.
The 1,300 unionized warehouse workers had threatened to strike. A work stoppage could have hit restaurants and bodegas hard, but the market has said it had contingency plans to stay open. Hunts Point is the largest supplier of fresh produce in the region.
It was a hard-fought negotiation.
Keene says the tentative deal includes hourly raises between 50 and 60 cents in each of the next 3 years and prevents most of the union workers from a $20 a week health care contribution the market had wanted. The union must still ratify with a vote scheduled for Wednesday. Jim Smith, WCBS News Radio 880.
WCBS News Time 9:24. Business News is next.
That's not a Buick. Well, guess what? It is. And for a limited time, you can get a 24-month lease on a 2015 Buick Encore for around $192 per month with only $192 due at signing. That's right. The new Encore, the small crossover size to fit your life for just $192 per month. So visit TriStateBuick.com for details, and you'll say, that's not a Buick too. One SP model for well-qualified lessees with an expiring non-GMC lease vehicle. Your payments may vary. Tax title license and dealer fees extra. No security deposit required. Mileage charge of 25 cents per mile over 20,000 miles. If you want professional grade in a luxury crossover, there's only one place to go. The Pros at your GMC dealer. And for a limited time, you can get a 39-month lease on the 2015 GMC Acadia for around $269 per month with only $409 due at signing. A dependable GMC Acadia with 3 rows of seating for just $269 per month. Visit TriStateGMC.com for details. SLE1 model for well-qualified lessees with an expiring non-GM lease vehicle. Your payments may vary. Tax title license and dealer fees extra. No security deposit required. Mileage charge at 25 cents per mile over 32,500 miles.
WCBS News Time 9:25. Time now for weekend business. The S&P 500 is back above the 2,000 level. Friday's closing numbers from Bloomberg Business. That index gained nearly 27 points, or 1.3%, finishing at 2019. The Dow was up 191 on Friday, or 1.1%, closing at 17,511. The Nasdaq was up 63. This in a week that had been rough going for stocks earlier on.
Things are looking up for workers at small businesses. From Bloomberg World Headquarters, I'm Charlie Pellet. The National Federation of Independent Business says its latest survey finds improving business conditions.
If you look at their reports about sales gains and so on, looking back over their shoulder for the last half of the year, you get a picture of why the GDP numbers might be looking better.
That's Bill Dunkelberg, Chief Economist of the National Federation of Independent Business, which says more small companies say they do plan to raise wages in coming months after a net 25% recently boosted worker compensation. Also helping small business, lower energy costs.
Well, so obviously the market has granted a tax cut to all of us consumers and business owners that the government wouldn't do.
According to the latest NFIB survey, a net 17% of managers said in December that they would be increasing wages. That's the most since September 2007. And that's a Bloomberg Market Minute.
Traffic and weather together is next. We've got multiple closures on many highways. That's coming up in a minute.
Humans gather round. Today is a new day with kids to inspire, rules to bend, jokes to tell, smiles to crack, songs to sing, and before all of that, rich, smooth McCafe coffee to love. Because starting your day with a little lovin' is always the right choice.
The best things begin with the little things. Love every day to the fullest with the smooth, rich, freshly brewed taste of McCafe coffee for just $1 in any size. Only at McDonald's. A la carte only. Prices and participation may vary. Limited time offer.
Oh, remember breakfast?
No, what's that?
Once upon a time, people ate food in the morning.
Before work?
Yes. They journeyed to a land with golden arches and had fresh eggs and bacon. I think I remember bacon.
Let's find these golden arches and have this breakfast.
On the way, I'll tell you about vacations.
My great uncle had one of those.
With McDonald's, the breakfast you love is always a reality. And now get 2 sausage McMuffin with egg sandwiches for just $3. See store for details. For a limited time, prices and participation may vary.
WCBS News Time 9:28. Traffic and weather together. John Grinmeyer, tell us what's going on.
So there's an awful lot happening here. We've got closures plenty, and probably too many to mention, I'll tell you, but if you don't have to go out, here's the key. Really put this travel off if you can until this starts to get better. It is that dangerous out there, and anywhere you go, it's going to be slow moving. You should keep it below 10 miles an hour. The Garden State Parkway, new one now. This is closed down at exit 123 in Sayreville. An accident blocking all the local lanes here, and also you've got the southbound side shut down approaching the Jerseyville Bridge. We've got closures, 3 of them, on the New Jersey Turnpike. Eastern Spur southbound by 15W, northbound by interchange 12 in the truck lanes. The car and truck lanes are both closed southbound side by interchange 9. Both the express and local lanes now 80 shut down by Route 17 in Hackensack in both directions. So we've got plenty of closures on 95 moving through the Bronx. We've got closures at White Plains Road headed east and also by the Bruckner interchange. Southbound 95, the New England Thruway is closed down. This is out by exit 19. And we've got more trouble still in Fairfield County, Connecticut, with the Merritt Parkway being closed with an accident. This is southbound side and exit 36 in New Canaan. It's busy as you make your way through Nassau and Suffolk County. Northern State Parkway, the North Shore really getting iced up now. Eastbound Northern State by Route 110. We've got a full closure. Now, even in the city here, the Queens Midtown Tunnel is closed down because of icing. So the Long Island Expressway both ways by the Queens Midtown Tunnel closed. Eastbound on the LIE, it's closed down by the Clearview. The Goethals, Outer Bridge Crossing, Balen Bridge, and upper level of the Verrazano Bridge, all of these are closed down with icing. Again, you don't have to travel out. Stay where you are. If you do, please budget plenty of extra time. You need to go very slowly. And right now, we get the latest from the WCBS Weather Center.
Freezing rain advisory in effect for most areas until 11 a.m. with that rain moving in with temperatures near the freezing mark. Be very careful if you're out and about right now. Consider delaying travel until midday before temperatures can rise up above the freezing mark across the entire area. The rainfall is heavy at times later on, high 45. Tapers off this evening, cloudy tonight, low 35. Sunshine returns 41 tomorrow and increasing clouds Tuesday, high 39. I'm meteorologist Bill Dager in the WCBS Weather Center.
Light freezing rain in New Rochelle where it's 33 degrees. Light rain in Garden City where it's 37. And the Midtown temperature now up to 38 where they're calling it plain old rain. WCBS News Time, 9:30.
News, traffic, and weather for New York, New Jersey, and Connecticut. We are WCBS News Radio 80.
Good morning, Sunday, January 18th. I'm John Metaxas. Here's the latest from the WCBS newsroom. Icy conditions are making driving, even walking, treacherous in the tri-state. Not only are highways closed, but bridges and tunnels have closures as well. There have been several multiple car pileups, and that freezing rain advisory is in effect through later this morning. We'll have live reports coming up momentarily. The NYPD orders new training for officers after the Paris attacks as soldiers patrol in Belgium to guard possible terror targets. The Nets lose to the Wizards, Islanders to the Canadiens, and they're playing for the Super Bowl today. Seahawks host the Packers and Patriots host the Colts. WCBS News Time, 9:31. Well, we have been getting those reports of accidents, treacherous conditions everywhere. Let's get straight now with our meteorologist Bill Dager and find out what's going on in the atmosphere and on the ground.
Yeah, John, a freezing rain advisory in effect for most areas in and around the city, the North Shore of Long Island, off to the north and west for the next hour and a half, and they may have to be extended in some areas north and west of the city with temperatures still near the freezing mark and that rain coming down, so making for a lot of icy travel this morning. As we head through the next few hours, temperatures will slowly start to climb, and we'll start to see more areas deal with just rain rather than freezing rain. But if you're north and west of the city, it could linger through the midday and early afternoon hours before those temperatures rise enough for the ice to fully melt. John, back to you.
And Bill, quick question, a personal question, if you will. I get off at noon, I'm driving up north. Can I leave the city, or is it better to stay in the city until this passes?
It might be a good idea to delay travel if you're headed north and west of the city for at least a couple of hours afternoon, just to be safe with the temperature there colder and the ground, of course, colder there from all the cold air we've had recently. It's going to take a while before the travel conditions improve there.
All right, thank you. Bill Dager reporting. Well, some harrowing conditions out there on the roads and highways and even the bridges and tunnels. We have multiple car pileups on several highways, including the Palisades Parkway, and that's where we find our Monica Miller right now. And Monica, what are you seeing?
Well, I attempted to get on the Palisades Parkway coming off of the GW Bridge, and I had no luck. That road is completely closed up. We understand that there is a 15-car pile up there. Now, I'm sitting right where Route 4 and I-95 are, just a few miles away from there, and it's just a parking lot. People are sitting on the side of the road on the shoulder where I am, and just getting this far, I saw at least 3 or 4 cars that were in terrible accidents, have been in terrible accidents. They're facing the opposite way of where traffic is flowing, and anyone who is trying to move, they're barely going maybe 10, 15 miles per hour, even though I'm looking at the speed limit sign that says 35. There's absolutely no way. Now, I spoke to some of the passengers here on the side of the road that are with me, and one gentleman who is a firefighter said that he doesn't understand why the salt trucks weren't out earlier today, because it seems that a lot of drivers were caught off guard by this. The rain is falling. I'm watching it here on my own window sill, and the windshield wipers are sweeping it away. But when you look at the ground, it's just a sheet of ice in some places. It's somewhat deceiving. Normally you get some sort of ice or snowflake that hits your windshield, and this is, we're just on the cusp here where the road is too cold, yet it's warm when the precipitation is falling. So people here just don't quite know what to do. They seem caught off guard, and so either, like me, they're pulling over to the side of the road, or now they're just getting stuck in traffic. So if you have any idea or any plans of going out and trying to get anywhere, you might want to just stay home today. Reporting live in New Jersey, Monica Miller, WCBS News Radio 880.
All right, thank you, Monica. And among the highways with multiple vehicle accidents, Monica told you about the Palisades, also the Cross Bronx Expressway near the White Plains Road, and on the Hutchinson River Parkway before it joins with the Cross County Parkway, and that by no means is a comprehensive list. Closures reported on the Sawmill, the Spring, the New England Thruway, the Cross Bronx, the Bruckner, the Palisades in both Rockland and New Jersey, the Merritt Parkway, and again, that's not even a comprehensive list either. We'll have more in traffic and weather together in 4 minutes. WCBS News Time, 9:34. Straight ahead, anti-terror measures are being taken on both sides of the Atlantic.
Whether it's a serious fall, fire danger, or other type of home emergency, Life Alert is there for you. The company with its slogan, "Help, I've fallen and I can't get up," protects its members. Here are some of them.
When you have a heart attack like I did, and there's no one there, Life Alert was there for me.
Having a secure feeling through Life Alert is ideal.
My independence is possible because of it.
Now, Life Alert can also protect you in a fire emergency with a system that automatically notifies our monitoring center.
Thanks to Life Alert, you can live alone without ever being alone.
With Life Alert protection, elderly people can avoid or delay going into a nursing facility. For a free brochure about Life Alert service, call now 1-800-990-3610. That's 1-800-990-3610. Call Life Alert now for your free brochure at 1-800-990-3610.
WCBS News Time, 9:36. The NYPD is amping up counter-terror training after the attacks in Paris. WCBS's Jim Smith reports.
In the wake of the attacks in Paris, the NYPD is accelerating some of its efforts to strengthen its counterterrorism operation, including training more cops on heavy weapons. Terrorism expert Bob Strang says it's all part of how the NYPD adapts to changing conditions.
The police learns from what's happening around the world. They try to stay a little bit ahead of the curve.
Strang says New Yorkers could see more heavily armed officers guarding soft targets.
We've got to be able to be preventative, responsive, and minimize the damage.
But he says while the NYPD guards against the lone wolf, it also has to remain vigilant against the larger 9/11 style attack. Jim Smith, WCBS News Radio 880.
With Europe on edge, soldiers have fanned out in Belgium to guard possible terror targets.
I'm Carrie Schultz in Brussels. Even after the suspected Islamist cell was broken up Thursday night, the threat is clearly not over in Belgium. In some areas of Brussels and in Antwerp, armed soldiers are patrolling to add security, not just for civilians, but for the police, who were the target of the attacks thwarted by law enforcement. 2 suspects were killed in that sweep. They've been stockpiling police uniforms and fake documents. Terry Schultz for CBS News, Brussels.
In France, one of the terrorists behind last week's attacks was given a secret burial. Here's CBS's Charlie D'Agata.
One of the brothers blamed for the Paris massacre, Saeed Kouachi, was quietly buried in his home city of Reims, despite the protests of residents who don't want his final resting place anywhere near them or the potential creation of a shrine for Muslim extremists.
Police in Greece have detained at least 2 suspects as part of a widening counter-terror dragnet across the continent. WCBS News Time 9:37, traffic and weather together in a minute.
If you're living with diabetes and have Medicare or private insurance, here is some great news. Call United States Medical Supply today, and we'll send you the smallest glucose meter in the world, absolutely free. So small, it fits right on the bottle of strips, and if you call now, we'll also send you the stylish full-featured meter at no charge. That's 2 free meters. You can keep one in your pocket and leave the other one at home.
You can even hook it up to your computer so your doctor can track your results.
United States Medical Supply also delivers prescription medication right to my door, so I don't have to go to the drugstore anymore.
Don't let diabetes get in the way of living. Give us a call today at United States Medical Supply and get the smallest meter in the world for free. Call today.
To find out more, call 1-800-909-1881. That's 1-800-909-1881. Call 1-800-909-1881 today.
WCBS News Time 9:38, traffic and weather together, and John Brynmeyer, the word is out. Don't go out there. Just don't go out there.
Yeah, that's exactly it. As simple as that is. Now, if you don't have to be somewhere, then don't do it. If you're sitting there with the keys in your hand, debating, please just don't go out. It is that bad, and I mean, this is worse than we've seen on days of blizzards and flooding situations. It is just icy, and it doesn't seem to really be discriminating where it is at this point, because now we're seeing it North Shore of Long Island, where we got the Northern State Parkway closed eastbound at 110, and unfortunately, a lot of this is not because of just the icing, but because of the accidents that occurred. So we are already seeing many serious accidents. So we've got closures getting through Westchester County, so many to mention. Sprainbrook by 287 both ways, Sawmill and Yonkers both directions, 95 south in Larchmont is closed down as well, and we've got 9A closed down too because of an accident here. Let's take a look too as you go through the 5 boroughs. Queens Midtown Tunnel closed because of icing, so the LIE at that point you can't go any farther. Traffic is jammed from BQE out to that point, eastbound by the Clearview. We've also got a full closure. Closures on the bridges, Gothel's Outer Bridge, Bayonne Bridge, upper level of the Verrazano because of icing. Garden State Parkway shut southbound. This is out by the Driscoll Bridge. Northbound side is also closed in the area of exit 123. We've got 280 closed eastbound side, and this is going to be because of an accident investigation. It's out by between exits 5 and 6. Now, no delays across GW Lincoln and Holland Tunnel, but there are speed restrictions in place out that GW Bridge because of course, the icing conditions. Making your way to the Cross Bronx at the Bruckner. Both the Bruckner and the Cross Bronx are closed at each other. Hopefully the weather improves and the roadways improve. We're going to keep tabs on it. Check it all again in less than 10 minutes on WCBS.
Now here's the weather forecast with meteorologist Bill Daker.
A freezing rain advisory in effect for most areas until 11 a.m. The next few hours expect rain and freezing rain across the area with temperatures near the freezing mark. Consider delaying travel until midday and afternoon when we're above freezing across the entire region. The rain will fall heavy at times later today, high 45. Moves out this evening, cloudy tonight, low 35. Sunshine returns tomorrow at 41. Increasing clouds 39 Tuesday. I'm meteorologist Bill Dager in the WCBS Weather Center.
The most dangerous areas right now are where you have the light freezing rain and the temperature is right around that freezing mark. In Stamford, it's 33 degrees with that light freezing rain falling. Warmer in Manhattan where it's 39 and rain is falling right now. And we also have freezing rain at LaGuardia and Newark Liberty. And also fog conditions reported at all the airports and here in Lower Manhattan as we look out the window towards New Jersey. A moment ago we couldn't see New Jersey, now we can barely see it. The fog is thick over Lower Manhattan and the Hudson. 34 degrees in Central Park. WCBS News Time 9:41. Straight ahead on the Osgood file. A new way to communicate with your computer is on the way.
For new or recurrent brain tumors, Dr. Lederman specializes in non-invasive brain radiosurgery. First in New York with painless outpatient brain radiosurgery, we have decades of experience in brain tumor treatment. Critical to every patient, every family are results and quality of life, while avoiding radical surgery. Our non-invasive brain radiosurgery may be used even if prior surgery, chemo, or radiation didn't work. Our radiosurgery experience includes treating thousands with brain metastases, glioblastomas, acoustic neuromas, meningiomas, pituitary tumors, and more, with no cutting, no bleeding. Our brain tumor treatment is outpatient with most insurances, Medicare, Medicaid accepted. A fresh second opinion could change your life. Meet Dr. Lederman. Dr. Lederman is super convenient in Manhattan at 38th and Broadway. Call 212-CHOICES, 212-CHOICES for a free booklet DVD. To meet Dr. Lederman, New York's only Harvard-trained, triple board-certified radiation oncologist, call 212-CHOICES, 212-CHOICES to hit the brain tumor.
WCBS News Time, 9:43.
The Osgood File. This is Charles Osgood. What if you didn't need a keyboard to communicate with your computer, or a microphone to speak you to, or a mouse to point and click? Well, the Swedish company, Ergus Technologies, has come up with something. It's a touch-free interface that you manipulate by holding your hands around an imaginary sphere without touching it at all. You swipe and roll, moving one hand up, the other down, one hand left, the other right, and the computer understands. The sphere is in the shape of a ball, but isn't really there at all. What is the distinction between one swipe of an imaginary ball and the next swipe? Ergus Technologies' Holger Anderson explains.
There's no distinction between swiping across and moving my hand back to start the next swipe. You imagine you're holding a sphere in your hands. Certain gestures become very natural, like twisting it or tapping the sphere. And these are the ones that we use to command.
Anderson's boss, CEO Urs Barna-Lenesi, says the absence of a QWERTY keyboard makes the system easier to use and communicate with.
We will try to make this so that you can save your configurations of the sphere and put them online, share them with other people, so that if somebody has perhaps made a Chinese language sphere, then you should be able to very quickly and easily download it for yourself.
So you move your two hands in the air around a sphere that isn't there, as if conducting an ensemble which cannot be seen or heard as well, but are programmed to respond. How they do that, I wish I knew, but Ergus says that's what they do, and that your hands are their commands.
The interaction becomes relative to your hands, so you can move around the room. You don't necessarily need to stand in front of the screen. In fact, you don't need a screen to interact with at all. You can interact with any form of technology. Dim the lights in your home or control any sort of smart device.
Don't you think that would be nice? The Osgood File. I'll see you online at Facebook, Twitter, and at theosgoodfile.com. This is Charles Osgood on the CBS Radio Network.
The new Broadway musical, Honeymoon in Vegas, is the first smash hit of the season. Ben Bradley of the New York Times raves Irresistible. Honeymoon is everything you want it to be and offers the perfect sunny holiday for frozen city dwellers. It's deeply satisfying in a way few musicals are. The Hollywood Reporter calls it a blast of hilarious, toe-tapping, irreverent fun. And Time Out says it's too damn fun. Honeymoon ranks up there with the Book of Mormon. Get tickets now at honeymoonbroadway.com.
Freezing rain advisory in effect in the tri-state right now. We've got treacherous conditions out there. Rain and freezing rain, ice on the highways, multiple car accidents. We'll have your 5-day forecast in 3 minutes.
And 880 on your AM dial. And live on your computer and smartphone at cbsnewyork.com. When you need to know, we've got you covered.
Thanks for joining us this Sunday morning. I'm John Metaxas. We've got our team coverage running on this weather event we're having. We'll update you again at 9:50, 9:48 with traffic and weather together. Time for sports now, live at the Pepe Auto Group Sports Desk. Here's Jared Mack.
John, I'm wondering if you and I might be sitting here watching the NFC Championship game at 3:05 in the newsroom this afternoon.
That'd be fun, wouldn't it?
Unable to get home, folks. Be safe out there. Super Bowl Sunday, 2 weeks from today. Less than 6 hours until the NFC Championship kicks off in Seattle, where the Seahawks are favored by 7.5 to beat the Packers and go to the Super Bowl for the second year in a row. Later today, Patriots 6.5-point favorites at home against the Indianapolis Colts at 6:40. That game's on CBS TV. Weather to play a factor in both of these games. Likely rain throughout both contests. Hockey 12:30 at Madison Square Garden. If you're going to this game, hopefully public transportation is your way. Not Madison Square Garden, Pittsburgh. It won't be a problem, John.
They're taking on the Penguins 12:30 face-off. The Islanders last night lost 6-4 to the Canadiens. The Wizards knocked off the Nets 99-90. Why are so many horses at Aqueduct Racetrack being forced to be euthanized? 3 days ago, a horse named You Take the Cake fell to the ground and unseated its jockey. 12th horse in the span of 22 days had to be killed after racing at Aqueduct. After the New York Times filed a Freedom of Information request seeking the names of more than 20 horses recently banned from Aqueduct, deemed non-competitive, New York Racing Association announced emergency measures they hope will curtail this problem that seems to focus on lesser quality racehorses being raced too hard or too often. 2 days ago, the service at Aqueduct professionally inspected for the 4th time since December. Nothing structurally wrong found, and jockeys, trainers, nobody's blaming the track service for the casualties. Sports sponsored by Napa Auto Parts. Quality, knowledge, skill, value. That's the Napa know-how with more than 400,000 quality parts, 85 years experience. Sports at 15 and 45 live at the Pepe Auto Group Sports Desk. Jared Max, WCBS 880 Sports.
Looking for a new car? Stop by Pepe Cadillac today. Proud member of the Pepe Auto Group, Westchester's largest luxury auto group. Visit them online today at pepeautogroup.com.
A fur is the most glamorous thing you can possibly put on. Sumptuous, luxurious, and undeniably chic. Now is the perfect time to find your dream fur and save 40 to 60% during Bloomingdale's designer fur sale in the Maximilian Fur Salon. The world's most stylish women wear fur. In the Maximilian Fur Salon, you'll find a stunning selection by the world's most coveted designers and in the most sought-after silhouettes. From brightly colored mink and bold shearling to chic chinchilla and sable, nothing compares to the warmth, softness, and luxe factor of fur. The Maximilian Fur Salon is your destination to finding the designer fur of your dreams. Save 40 to 60% on an incredible selection, including one-of-a-kind pieces you won't find anywhere else. During our designer fur sale, only at Bloomingdale's. Sale ends January 26, 2015. Savings off regular and original prices. Intermediate markdowns may have been taken. Furs labeled to show country of origin of imported fur. Limited quantities on designer furs. No adjustments to prior purchases.
Another on the 8's our top story this morning. Here's John Grinmeyer.
I'm looking around here at some of these camera shots, and we're seeing traffic standing still in so many locations because of closures, or maybe perhaps folks like Deborah Rodriguez reported earlier, just pulling over to the side of the road and not moving until this gets better. Don't go out if you don't have to until we do get the all clear on this, because it is a mess on the roadways. We've got closures that are probably just too many to mention, but I'll tell you the newest one here. The Garden State Parkway in New Jersey by the Driscoll Bridge is closed in both directions. The Turnpike has been closed in many locations this morning. Southbound on the eastern spur 15W, the northbound side truck lanes by interchange 12, also in both directions, or rather both in the car and truck lanes southbound by interchange 9. Again, that's southbound. Queens Midtown Tunnel closed. Goethals, Outerbridge, Bayonne Bridge closed. The upper level of the Verrazano Bridge shut down, all because of the icing conditions. LI is also going to be closed down eastbound side out by the Clearview. Northern State Parkway at 110 is shut down. We've got troubles north of the city, as you might imagine. The Merritt Parkway southbound is closed to New Canaan because of the icy conditions. And also we've got the Sprainbrook Parkway by 287 in Westchester. That is shut because of icing. Also, that's both directions. Southbound New York State Thruway. And we've got all lanes blocked with a jackknife tractor trailer around the area of interchange 16 by the Woodbury tolls. Also southbound side between 17 and 15, we've got reports of a closure on the New York State Thruway in the southbound direction. Palisades closed at exit 12 both ways. Also by the GW Bridge, Palisades is shut both ways. We're going to monitor this, but if you don't have to go out, don't. You do. Definitely less than 10 miles an hour is what you need to travel. Our next update in less than 10 minutes on WCBS.
Here's Bill Dager with the weather forecast.
Freezing rain advisory in effect for most areas until 11 a.m. We'll see rain freezing on contact with most surfaces for the next few hours, especially from the city on north and west, including the north shore of Long Island. And later today, warm enough for just plain rain as temperatures go above freezing by midday and into the afternoon. High 45. Rain moves out this evening. Low 35 later tonight with clouds. Sunshine returns tomorrow at 41. Increasing clouds 39 Tuesday, snow possible Wednesday 35, and partly sunny 35 again on Thursday. I'm meteorologist Bill Dager in the WCBS Weather Center.
Light rain in Scarsdale where it's 34 degrees, freezing rain in Hackensack where it's 31, and it's raining in Midtown where it's 39. WCBS News Time, 9:51. Straight ahead, the federal government looks into rapes at Columbia University.
At Macy's, it feels good to give back to our communities, each other, and the causes we care about. From education to the arts, to health and wellness and the environment. Together with our generous customers and employees, we're giving back $1 million a week and making a difference wherever wherever our stars shine. We couldn't do it without you. To us, that's the magic of giving. And that's the magic of Macy's. Learn more at Macy's.com/magicofgiving.
January's a great time to start a new routine, like family movie night. And Walmart's low prices make it easy, with huge savings on treats like Snack Pack Chocolate Pudding 4-packs for just $1, and 6-packs of Orville Redenbacher's Movie Theater Butter Popcorn on rollback for just $2.98. Low prices always get rave reviews, especially when you get to watch the movie from your own couch. Because the only thing better than a night out at the movies is a night in at the movies. Start strong, save big, Walmart.
WCBS News Time, 9:52. The federal government has opened an investigation into how Columbia University handles reports of rape on campus. WCBS's Alex Silverman reports.
Zoe Rodolphe-Starr was assaulted this summer after her freshman year. She's a senior now.
It's such a relief.
And one of the lead voices in the 500-page complaint against Columbia.
To have people finally taking us seriously, the dozens and dozens of survivors who have come forward.
The university tells us in a statement it will fully cooperate with the Department of Education Civil Rights Office, adding that it's already changed some policies and has more reforms in the works. But Rodolphe-Starr says this investigation is what could lead to real change.
I will have been long graduated and probably well into law school before anything actually comes out of this, but I do think eventually the outcome will be in our favor.
The feds could force Columbia to reopen old cases or to compensate survivors. Alex Silverman, WCBS News Radio, 880.
WCBS News Time, 9:53.
I'm Paul Murnane with Dish and Digital, sponsored by B&H Photo and Video, New York's ultimate camera authority. Fujitsu is now working on a ring that could let you write without ever touching a keyboard, screen, or stylus. Someone wearing this new ring on their forefinger would be able to trace out letters in midair and have them go straight onto a computing device. It can also be used to select things like menu options without ever touching anything. The researchers envision pairing this with a head-mounted display, maybe something along the lines of Google Glass, to let people go completely hands-free with their computing. Right now, they're still in the prototype phase, but hope to have it out in the real world sometime later this year.
If necessary, weekend hours and train techs ready to give your car the works. Quick Lane is ready to serve. Visit quicklane.com.
As a retired teacher, I look for ways to save money for the things I love, like traveling the world. Medicare plans change each year. Fortunately, my HealthMart pharmacist helped me understand my insurance, saving me money on prescriptions. And they can help you too. My pharmacist cares about my health and the things I love, whatever that might be.
HealthMart, caring for you and about you. Visit healthmart.com for the locally owned pharmacy near you.
WCBS News Time, 9:55. Closing numbers on Friday from Bloomberg Business. The S&P finished back above the 2,000 level as stocks rallied on the last day of the week. It was the end of a rough week, though, for the market overall. The S&P gained nearly 27 Friday, finishing at 2019. Oil prices moved higher after the International Energy Agency predicted drillers would cut production this year. Still, oil's 7-month flight has cut its price by more than half. WCBS News Time, 9:56.
Earnings vary based on your effort. Do you want to learn how to make money flipping houses right here in New York and New Jersey? If so, we have an amazing opportunity for you. We're looking for a small group of motivated individuals to join our real estate investing team. You'll learn our simple 3-step system for flipping homes right here in the local area. This is Stan Merrill, star of A&E's hit TV show Flip This House. My team and I are looking for a handful of people in the New York and New Jersey area who want to learn how to make money flipping other people's money. New York and New Jersey are perfect markets for my system, and next week I'm holding a free 2-hour educational workshop where you will learn how to make money flipping homes and how to build long-term wealth with income properties.
To get 2 free tickets to Van's workshop, call 1-800-815-6052.
Seating is extremely limited. Call in the next 10 minutes and you'll also reserve a free copy of Fan's Money for Deals Guide. That's 1-800-815-6052. That's 1-800-815-6052.
Traffic and weather together in 30 seconds. Hi, it's Bob from Bob's Discount Furniture. No matter how hard I try, I still make mistakes that make my furniture less than perfect. Accidental dings, scratches. What do I do with this stuff? I drop it into the pit clearance center and sell it for a song. The only place you can buy my Bob's furniture for less than my everyday lowest prices. Way less. If less than perfect is good enough for you, jump into the pit at my Bob's Discount Furniture in Yonkers, New York, and Secaucus, Totowa, and Monmouth Junction, New Jersey. Traffic and weather together on the 8th. Tell us what's going on, John Gridmeyer.
Well, there's an awful lot going on, and again, if you don't have to travel out right now, please put your travels off. We have so many closures, dozens of major highways closed, and dozens of accidents. Some serious 280 is closed in New Jersey because of an accident investigation eastbound between exit 5 and 6. The parkway is closed by the Driscoll Bridge, both ways. The turnpike closed in numerous locations. The newest one is the eastern spur by the Vince Lombardi service area. I can see traffic moving at the GW Bridge very, very slowly, but you also have almost a jam up now at a standstill off the GW Bridge headed west onto 8095, so obviously some problems here. On the Bruckner, closed down both at the Triborough Bridge and at the Bruckner interchange. The Triborough Bridge trying to get over to Queens or Manhattan out of the Bronx, shut down with a jackknife tractor trailer. New York State Thruway, a jackknife tractor trailer. You've got closures right around the area of the Newburgh exit 17 area. That's going to be in both directions as well. Still closures in Nassau County, Northern State Parkway at 110 eastbound. That seems to be the worst of it on the North Shore, although we are getting words of icy conditions here too. You can put the travel off. Great idea. We're going to keep monitoring the situation. Right now, we're going to get the latest from the WCBS Weather Center.
Freezing rain advisory in effect for most areas until 11 a.m. with that rain moving in with temperatures near the freezing mark. Be very careful if you're out and about right now. Consider delaying travel until midday before temperatures can rise up above the freezing mark across the entire area. The rainfall is heavy at times later on, high 45. Tapers off this evening, cloudy tonight, low 35. Sunshine returns 41 tomorrow and increasing clouds Tuesday, high 39. I'm meteorologist Bill Dagger in the WCBS Weather Center.
It's raining in Midtown, 39 degrees. I'm John Metaxas.
News, traffic, and weather for New York, New Jersey, and Connecticut. We are News Radio, WCBS, New York.
I'm Alex Silverman. Sunday the 18th, latest from the WCBS Storm Center.
It's awful. It really shakes you up.
Freezing rains turn roads across the area into sheets of ice. Accidents are everywhere. Highways and bridges are shut down.
So if you have any idea or any plans of going out and trying to get anywhere, you might want to just stay home today.
We have the updated list of closures and warnings.
Fresh fruits and vegetables will stay on the menu as a threatened strike at the Hunts Point Produce Market is taken off the table.
It was a hard-fought negotiation.
I'm Jim Smith. President Obama will propose higher taxes for the rich.
Important Republican thumbs are already turned down.
Today, Seahawks and Packers play for the NFC title. Patriots and Colts play on the AFC side. It's 10 o'clock in the morning.
CBS News, I'm Heather Bosch. Two teenage sweethearts blamed in a crime spree across the South have been arrested.
18-year-old Dalton Hayes and his 13-year-old girlfriend disappeared from their western Kentucky homes January 3rd. Police say the so-called Bonnie and Clyde teens blazed a trail of crime across the South, allegedly stealing vehicles and cashing pilfered checks. They have been spotted on surveillance video in South Carolina and Georgia before they were captured early this morning in Panama City Beach, Florida. Authorities found them asleep in a stolen pickup truck. Jim Crisula, CBS News.
In Pennsylvania, the Department of Transportation warns
the worst type of winter precipitation we can deal with because you can't discern whether the pavement is wet or is it icy.
Gene Blum says it is icy. Accidents have closed highways and bridges in and around Philadelphia. Turning to the Philippines. Up to 7 million people crowded in and around a Manila park to celebrate Mass today with Pope Francis.
All of us are God's children, members of God's family.
The Vatican says it's a record for a papal visit. Israel says it's cracked the first ISIS cell on its soil.
Israel says the Islamic State cell was made up of 7 Israeli Arabs
who were planning attacks in the Jewish state. They were allegedly communicating with ISIS insurgents in Syria. The Justice Ministry says they are charged with belonging to a terrorist group and contacting foreign agents. The suspects, aged 22 to 40, deny the charges. Robert Berger, CBS News, Jerusalem.
In the West Bank, Palestinian protesters hurled eggs and shoes at the convoy of the visiting Canadian foreign minister. The protesters think Canada is pro-Israel. President Barack Obama wants to increase taxes on the wealthiest by raising the capital gains rate and eliminating a tax break on inheritances. The money would fund new tax credits and other measures for the middle class. Senator Marco Rubio doesn't like the plan.
Raising taxes on people that are successful is not going to make people that are struggling more successful.
The Republican from Florida there on CNN. Games today will decide who goes to the Super Bowl.
In Game 1, the defending Super Bowl champion Seattle Seahawks take on the Green Bay Packers. In the second game, the New England Patriots play the Indianapolis Colts. The two winners will advance to this year's Super Bowl 2 weeks from today. Both these games today are rematches of games played during the regular season. In those first matchups, Seattle beat Green Bay and New England beat Indianapolis. Steve Futterman, CBS News.
The Seahawks take on the Green Bay Packers in Seattle. The Patriots will host the Indianapolis Colts in Foxborough today. I'm Heather Bosch, CBS News.
Are you putting your money into an IRA, pension, or 401k? Then I hope you're prepared to lose 30, 40, 50% or more of your retirement savings. Because it's not a question of if the market crashes again. It's a question of when. It's going to happen. Did you know there is a way you can protect and grow your wealth safely and predictably every single year? The people using this approach didn't lose a penny when the market crashed in 2000 or 2008, and they won't lose a penny in the next crash. In fact, their money will continue to grow safely year in and year out, even when stocks, real estate, and other investments tumble. A free report detailing this savings program is now available. This free report shows how you can get guaranteed growth, safety, and wealth-building power without risking your retirement in the Wall Street casino. This is the best way to have a 100% secure retirement. It far outperforms any IRA or 401k. To get this free report, visit bankonyourself.com. That's bankonyourself.com. Bankonyourself.com.
Live from Studio 11A and the CBS Hudson Square Broadcast Center, we are News Radio, WCBS HD and WCBS FM HD2, New York.
Here we go, 35 degrees in New York with light rain in town, freezing rain in lots of places around the area. And roads are frozen across the tri-state area. The advice from us is do not drive for the moment if you don't have to, because it's hard to tell when that rain is going to turn to ice if it is not already ice. It's also dangerous to even be walking outside at the moment. I see this tweet from the commanding officer of the 109th Precinct in Flushing. He says, not only are there dozens of accidents, but numerous pedestrian injuries due to falls also reported. The list of road closures is too long to read. I-95 to the north, around to the LIE, the Staten Island bridges, up to the Palisades. Our Deborah Rodriguez checked in from the Sawmill River Parkway a bit earlier, and here's how she described the scene.
Everyone was either plowed into the median or stopped with their flashing lights on because you just couldn't go anywhere, myself included. I came about an inch from the median, and I kept trying to move at about 2 miles an hour, and I would just slide back into the median.
Let's bring in our meteorologist, Bill Degger, to tell us how long this is going to last for both the people stuck somewhere out on the roads and who are waiting to leave their homes to go out.
Yeah, Alex, it's certainly been a mess here over the last few hours with that rain moving in and temperatures around the freezing mark, if not just below, and even places where it's been above freezing, the ground level temperature has been at or below freezing. The good news is we're starting to see the temperatures respond a bit to the flow and the rain falling out there. In fact, we're near 50 on the south shore of Long Island, so that gives you an idea of how those temperatures will warm up quickly here over the next few hours. But still, if you're in and around the city, off to the north and west, the north shore of Long Island, there's going to be some lingering issues from the accidents and all the ice we've been dealing with here. As we head through the late morning, though, and into the early afternoon hours, we should be mainly rain across the entire area. But until then, definitely want to delay travel before those temperatures go well above freezing into the upper 30s and 40s. Alex?
All right, Bill Degger, back to you in just a couple of minutes. Our Monica Miller's been driving around New Jersey scoping things out. Monica, what have you seen?
Well, I intended to get on the Palisades Parkway southbound, but it is closed. I understand there's a 15-car pileup there that just has people now spilling over onto I-95 once you get right over the GW Bridge. So I'm right in between where Route 4 is and I-95, and it is just a parking lot. I have been pulled over at the shoulder for more than an hour now, and I've been watching light raindrops hit my windshield, and the windshield wipers keep pushing them away, but what's deceiving is when you look down at the ground, you can't really see it all the time, but there is flat ice, and drivers here are just at a standstill. I'm looking at the speed limit time that keeps blinking at me, 35, but it's just haunting me. No one is moving. No one is even going 5 miles per hour. Part of the reason is there are so many accidents on the road that people are just pulling over to let people get by, but I actually haven't seen any first responders, police. They're all busy now blocking the roads on these local areas. Even the secondary roads are hard to get to. So at this point, if you have any intention of getting anywhere, you're not really going to have very much luck, because right now in this part of New Jersey, it just looks like a parking lot. Reporting live in Leonia, Monica Miller, WCBS News Radio 880.
Yeah, very difficult for first responders to make the decision to risk their own safety to go out on roads that are sheets of ice right now. Monica mentioned a 15-car pileup on the Palisades. We're also hearing about a 20-plus car pileup on the Cross Bronx. We'll have the updated list of road closures, and it's a long one next. WCBS News Time, 10:07.
Others have come and gone, but we're still here serving all 5 boroughs at Premier Lincoln, and we're celebrating the grand opening of the all-new Premier Lincoln. Let's talk about that new luxurious Lincoln MKZ Hybrid. Lease one for only $299 a month for 24 months. $54.39 due at inception, 0 security deposit, and tax tags and fees. Gigantic discounts during this grand opening, like 0% APR financing up to 60 months, or bonus cash up to $5,000. Yes, I'm dead serious. 0% APR financing up to 60 months, or $5K bonus cash in your pocket. And by the way, if the dealer you got your car from is no longer in business, you bring it here. We'll handle everything. Smack dab in the middle of Brooklyn.